I wanted to share with you the power of having relationships with landlords. These would be mom and pop type of owners of rental property. They could be out of state. You could layer all kinds of motivation if you want. What I wanted to share with you was a bigger macro level look at this and then dive down. So as far as the two sides of how you can benefit with creating relationships with landlords is it is a really soft way to be able to reach out and start the relationship. One way is, hey, I'm somebody that has houses that I'm uncovering all the time at really great deals. I'm always looking for somebody who might want them. Would that be something that you'd be interested in? I see you've got a property. Would you like to have more properties in your rental house portfolio? I'd love to be able to provide them for you at a really good price. And if they're open to that, you can see what their criteria is. What are they looking for? What areas? What price ranges? Things like that. One of the nice benefits to that is they may be a buyer that's willing to spend more than a wholesale buyer, because wholesale buyers, a lot of times, they are then going to sell that property to an investor, or in some cases, they're going to hang on to that property, but they need a spread for profit for themselves. Now, obviously, if there is a property owner that has rental properties, they're going to want a discount, but they may not want as much of a discount as your traditional wholesale buyers, where you're just taking a little spread. So from that standpoint, if you've got relationships with these people that are already established, they've got rental house properties, they would love to have more, especially at a good price, you may be able to bump up that price that you are then getting so that you can have more profit in that deal. That is a really soft pitch way to be able to create that relationship, because you're coming in giving. You're not trying to take, hey, I want your house. You're trying to give. You want my house? Completely different. So then you are a very valuable partner in what it is they are doing. Not a partner in a traditional sense, but in the sense of you're a connection to be able to further their goal of growing their rental house portfolio in a way where they can be acquiring properties at a discount. So if you can be doing this with a number of different landlords, people that actually own the property, well, you've got a number of different potential outlets for the deals you're finding that you may be able to generate more income for yourself. So that is a really simple way to create that kind of a relationship. Now, what if the conversation goes a little differently? Because you're an investor that's supplying other investors, long-term hold investors with property, you're reaching out to somebody who's got a property like that, and they're saying, well, hey, I don't even want this rental house. I didn't want to have to rent it out. I had to move. My situation is blah, blah, blah. That's where the other side of this equation comes in. Well, what do? You start the conversation on how you can help them, how you can provide the solution and help alleviate that house from the bad situation it's creating for them or has already created for them, right? Maybe it's a property that at this point is vacant. Maybe it's got a tenant in there. They don't want to deal with any of that. That was never their intention for that property, but they didn't want it to go into foreclosure. So they're a reluctant property manager for their own property. That is another way to then, as you're coming in, trying to give properties a chance to be able to be placed with different landlords. If they're saying, I don't want the one I've got, you have the chance to then uncover a burnt out landlord, even if they're a new landlord, because they just didn't want to deal with it. It is a hassle for a lot of people that don't want to be in that situation. So by reaching out, trying to actually create cash buyers that already have property that may be willing to spend more money on the deals that you uncover, if you then can also be talking to these people when they tell you, I'm not interested, I don't want any more properties, you can say, well, have you ever thought about getting rid of some of the properties that you've got? Or something along those lines, right? You can just kind of go with the flow, let the conversation dictate what type of a lead these people may be. And they might just say, well, at this time, I'm happy with what I've got. I'm not looking for any more. And that's fine too. You can always let them know, well, look, if you ever want to get rid of these, please let me know. Or if you ever want any more, please let me know. Either way, you've got them in a file so that you know what that situation is. And who knows what their situation could be down the road. You never know. But they now know who you are, and you've come into their life trying to give, not take. Completely different. So I hope that helps. I'll share more with you in the next video.